Hello, welcome to Brooklands, the first motor racing circuit ever built in the world. And behind me is not yours, but a brand new Polestar 2. We're going to chat you through everything that you need to learn to get up to speed with your Polestar 2. And the reason we're doing it here is because we believe that you're making as big a change to the future of automotive in the UK as Brooklands did back in 1907. Some of the things I love about the Polestar 2 is their dedication to safety, just how robust it feels on the road, but also that quick turn of pace and that slight look towards a performance future. Polestar was born out of Volvo's race team. The Polestar 2 is the second car that Polestar have in their family, with more cars coming in the future. You're one of the first to join them on that journey. We're really excited to get you in the driver's seat and get you up to speed with our new Polestar 2. So, your Polestar 2 comes with a very standard looking key. It's very normal for cars. There's a couple of things though. When you first get into the car, what you'll find is you just sit down on the driver's seat and drive away. The car will know that you're sat on the driver's seat and just turn on. When you get out, you've got a couple of options. You can lock it using the key, but you've also got a little button, touch button on this door that will close the door and lock it for you. Some things to be aware of though, we have found customers that have managed to lock themselves out of their Polestar 2. And I think that's just because the key has been somewhere inside and they've pressed that soft lock. So just make sure when you get out, the key is in your hand and you're good to go. So we're round at the rear of your Polestar 2. The signature light bar is stunning, but that's not what we're here to talk about. To open the boot, it's a little bit deeper than you would normally find on a car. Lots of people try and fiddle around here. It's a little bit deeper. Just press it once, the boot will absolutely open up for you. Got Constantine here as well. In here, there's a whole load of different things that some people may or may not use. Underneath here, you've got a little bit of space. Up here as well, you have a separator. I love this for popping my shopping in and making sure that it doesn't fall over while I'm driving. You've got some bungee cord as well, just to make sure that they don't fall out of place. Once you've pushed this shut, you've got some cargo netting on the right of the car, and then also your tethers, your 3 tethers for your Isofix in the back. If we take Constantine out, you can see there's Isofix on the left, the right, and down underneath the middle. To hark back to its Scandinavian heritage, it also has a ski hatch, which folds down here. The inside folds down as well, and then your skis can run all the way through the car. A couple of hooks in the back, but really it's very much a standard boot for you, nothing too much. However, remember, underneath this panel, you've got that extra storage space. Just because of the way of an electric car and the way that they're built, all of that space is given back to you. So, when you come to shut the boot, we've got 2 buttons. One that just shuts the boot, and the other one that shuts it and locks it. That's perfect if you're walking away from the car and you're in the middle of a city and don't want anybody to maybe open the door while you're walking away. However, if the key is in the boot, just be really, really careful. Always go left first, press it once, and you're sorted. So, you're probably going to have to charge your Polestar 2 at some time. This is a Type 2 cable, and this is the kind of cable that you'll use at home, or at the cinema, or at the shopping mall. You've got another cable called a CCS for when you're doing rapid charging on the motorway. It's just on the left rear of your car. You're just going to push it open and pull. Inside, you're going to find the other end of the Type 2, and you're just going to slide it in there. The colour on the light on the inside is going to change, and it's also going to lock in place. And why it locks in place is that so somebody can't just walk up and take your charger away. Underneath, you've got a cover for that CCS, that rapid charger, which just goes in the same plug. Once you're all done and you're charged up, just press this button up here. That'll unlock the charger, and you can pull the charger out. So we're not really going to show you how to open the glove box. That would be teaching you to suck eggs. However, inside there might be a nice little neat feature that you miss. It's this here. It's a curry hook or a takeaway hook. It allows you to hang the bag from your takeaway over and making sure that your seat or your floor doesn't get greasy. I think this level of attention to detail just highlights what Polestar is all about. The Polestar 2 gives you some space back because of its electric architecture. Underneath here, there's only a few little bits that you need to have a look at. To open it up, you'll find that there's a little lever next to your right knee when you're in the driver's seat. Just pull that once, the front will open, and then slide your right hand along to the catch, which is just where my right hand is just now. So underneath here is where you'll find a little bit of space for things like your cables and probably our driver pack as well. You'll also find that this is where your tyre repair kit and some other stuff is in here. The only thing we ask you to keep an eye on and keep topped up is your washer fluid, which is just here. Fill that and you're all good to go. To close it, you're going to pull down, let it drop, then take two hands either side because it's got two catches, push it down and you're all good. This is the inside of your brand new Polestar 2. First things first, when you get inside, down on the right hand side of the seat, there are some buttons for moving the seat backwards, forwards, up and down. To turn the car on with your key in the pocket, just pop your foot on the brake and everything will light up. The main thing really we're going to look through today is how to turn the car on, how to get the car rolling and how to make sure that you can move. So just as your normal car, you have indicator storks and your window wipers and stuff like that. You can set them to auto, the lights to auto as well, and then you really don't have to worry about them. Where this car is a little bit different is on the dashboard. So you've got a whole load of settings here. First up, you've got your main menu with some different stuff in there and apps that you can download from the Google Store. To really look after your car, you can pop in here to see how to change your steering feel. Don't play with the ESC. One pedal driving, so that's your regen, how we change that. I would always suggest that if you're in the city centre, popping it on standard allows the car to slow down a lot and give you a lot of regen and a lot of energy back into the batteries rather than using the brake. But if you're on the motorway, you might want to cruise a little bit more, you might want to roll down the road a little bit more, and at that point we hit off for that. If you toggle the creep on and off as well, what you'll find is that that is a bit like a petrol automatic car. So the idea being that if the creep is off and you come off the brake when the car's stopped, the car is going to stay where it is, or it's going to roll with the hill. If it's on, however, what then happens is that when you come off the brake, the car just starts to roll forward for you. Now, if you pop your foot back on the brake and pull all the way down into D and keep your foot on the brake for me, you're going to see that the dashboard changes as well. There's a whole load of different things you can do there. With your foot on the brake, pull down into D, all on here you can now see your Sat Nav starts to appear. On the right hand side you've got your range and how much percent you've got left, and then on the left hand side you've got your speedo and what gear you're in. You can play about with that and change how that looks on the steering wheel. Pressing those buttons you can fire through some different settings depending on what you want. One of the things I really love is if we set up a journey, if we pop in a destination on the Sat Nav, the really cool thing is that all the next things you're going to do on the drive appear in that big screen there. So if we pop in a postcode, it's going to pull that up for us and show us how to get where we need to go. You see a blue line's about to appear on the big instrument cluster, tell you which way to go as well. Some of the other things that are really important here are your charging. So once the car's stopped, you just press the P button and that'll pop the car into park for us. Perfect. Now we can take our foot off the brake and we're all good. So if you're on Intelligent Octopus, something that's really important here is to make sure that you're always setting your charge limit fairly high, and in your schedule it's off completely. If you are on Octopus Go, you can set a charging schedule. You can ask the car to start charging late at night. So let's go 12:30. And to finish charging, start charging at so we're going to start charging at 12:30, which is when your Octopus Go starts, and finish charging early in the morning. That's how that works there. At 4:30, so you're guaranteed the cheapest charging overnight. So you've got a nice full battery. In here as well, there's a whole load that you can go in and play with. We're not really suggesting how you should have your driving settings set up or any of your assistant settings. That's all for you to have a play with and see what you like. However, we just wanted to make sure that you're all up to speed with where things are and how to use them. Finally, you've got your pause and play and your volume down here, which is nice and easy, along with some heated windscreens and your blowers at the front. Alongside on the steering wheel, you've got your cruise buttons here. So to set the cruise, you click this button to choose the distances to the cars in front or away here, and then to speed up or slow down or to resume, you click on here. But other than that, we should be all ready to hit the road.